Good evening and welcome to Gonna Short once again. Today we're going to do something very interesting. We're talking of the water bomb. I'm going to do a deep analysis of this whole story. You know why? Because many people think, oh, Indus water hai, rok do, and Pakistan will dry out, yeah, all that. Oh, nonsense. Let's be clear about one thing. Neither China, nor India, nor anyone can block nature beyond a point. We can't block the Indus waters going into Pakistan. So then what's the problem all about? That's what you'll ask me. You have to understand it. You have to understand it from grassroots level. What is the issue? And I found that a lot of people talk about Indus Water Treaty without understanding the implications of what they're talking. So, that is why I thought, and there's a lot of rhetoric coming from Pakistan also. So I thought I'll put this across in full detail. This is going to be a little longish presentation, let me be honest with you, but I'll give details. Okay, so you understand this problem in a fair amount. Let's look at where did I get this heading water bomb from? I got it from Syed Ali Zafar, who's a parliamentarian in Pakistan. See what he says, and we'll take off from there.
हम अगर ये पानी का क्राइसिस नहीं अभी सॉल्व करेंगे तो हम भूखे मर सकते हैं। उसकी वजह ये है कि इंडस बेसिन जो है वो ही हमारा लाइफलाइन है। 3/4 जो पानी हमारा आता है सर टोटल बाहर से आता है। हमारी 9 में से 10 में से 9 लोग जो है ये इंडस वाटर बेसिन के ऊपर ही रिलाय करके अपनी जिंदगी बसर कर रहे हैं। 90% स्टेटिस्टिक्स के मुताबिक 90% जो हमारी क्रॉप्स हैं, जो हमारी फसलें हैं, वो इस पानी पे डिपेंड करती हैं। हमारे जितने पावर प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, जितने डैम्स हैं, वो इसी पानी के ऊपर बने हुए हैं। तो इसलिए अगर ये हम इसको हम समझते हैं कि ये एक वाटर बॉम्ब हमारे ऊपर पड़ा हुआ है जिसको हमने डिफ्यूज करना है, इसको खत्म करना है।
Right. So he says he's talking of a water bomb which needs to be diffused. 3 things which he said. This is our lifeline. He's spoken of agriculture and hydropower. Both are dependent on Indus. Right? During the course of my presentation, I'll not talk of the hydropower anymore, but I'll finish it here. Pakistan, in fact, if you examine CPEC, 30% or 40% of CPC projects are power projects. And they're all thermal projects. None of the hydel projects are part of the CPC. Incidentally, for those who don't know. Now, all those power projects have been put in place. There's no coal for that. That's one part of the story. But it needs water. If you run it at full steam, you need water. And that has to come from Indus. If that water doesn't come, or if that water gets converted into electricity, that's not available for agriculture. So the situation will be even worse if they go to peak capacities of their power projects. So I'm not going to talk of this anymore because even without that power issue, they're in absolute, in a bad place. Okay. Now, this is what this fellow, if you remember, the DGISPR, said.
तुम हमारा पानी बंद कर दोगे, हम तुम्हारा सांस बंद कर देंगे.
So he said very greatly, तुम हमारा पानी बंद कर दोगे, हमारा सांस बंद कर देंगे. And this was just the same words that a terrorist Hafiz Saeed used. They're threatening India. First and foremost, I must tell every Pakistani who sees it, this, stop threatening India. Okay? You'll get your ass spanked. Remember that. You saw that. It doesn't matter what taunting you do all around the countryside, all tom-tomming about your Chinese equipment, you still got your backside spanked. And this time it'll be a little more if you talk like this and try anything funny. But having said that, let me tell you, ना हम पानी बंद करेंगे, ना हमारा सांस बंद होगा, पर पाकिस्तान का बैंड बच जाएगा। ये मैं वादा कर रहा हूं, चाहे हम कुछ करें या ना करें। I've always why am I saying this? I've always said, I maintain it, that the Indus is the werewolf of Pakistan. It's going to eat Pakistan up. Period. And I didn't say this today. I said this in 2019. I wrote a article on this. It's available on my Gunner Short website. Go to Gunner Short website, put Indus water, AO, and you'll get to that 2019. Okay. Now, this is it as far as Indus water is concerned. And these are the headlines which come up in Pakistani newspapers. PDMA moves to address Cholistan water crisis. So there's a water crisis there. Footprints deserted by drought. So there's a drought in Pakistan today. When I say today, last 2 months, 3 months. There's a deepening water crisis for their agriculture. It's already there. I don't know what will be the output of this. The data has not come out. And I couldn't monitor it because most of these Pakistani newspapers were off, not available from us. So I couldn't, but I'll get hold of the data. Right? Then drought emergency imposed in Rawalpindi to conserve water. So water is not only for agriculture and hydro, it is also for cities. People in cities, and Pakistani cities are overcrowded. No water. Right? There's only drinking water available amid unprecedented storage. These all is in the past 1 month. Okay, today. This is today morning. I took this out. This is an editorial. Pakistan must rise above party lines to secure water rights from India. So they're going to get secure water rights from India, so they have to come to us. ये political है अभी, ये military नहीं है, ये political है ये. अच्छा, why political? Already they went to World Bank and knocked on their door. World Bank is right. This is between you and them. We only facilitated. We are not the arbitrator. You want to go to the arbitrator? You go to the arbitrator. So they went to the arbitrator. They'll go to the arbitrator. What will the arbitrator say? He'll issue a notice to India. India will not respond. You will go to hell here. I'm not going to talk to you. Who are you? I have suspended the treaty. I have held it in abeyance. At this point of time, the treaty isn't operational. Who are you to come in between? Period. Then where does Pakistan go? They have to come to India. They have to talk to India. And Prime Minister Modi has said what he has to say. मैं क्यों बोलूं भाई? मेरा प्रधानमंत्री ने जो बोलना था बोल दिया. I think he's reiterated it in Gujarat today, Bhuj में. बस बात खत्म. But there are very different constituents of this water bomb. I hope some Pakistanis see this. फिर उनको पता चलेगा इनका क्या हाल है और क्या कहानी है. ठीक है? First and foremost, there's a natural lack of water in Indus to feed Pakistan. Indus doesn't have water. And I'll explain it to you. There's climate change which is happening. Imran Khan from his jail also keeps talking of climate change and water problem in Pakistan. It's going to happen. And Pakistan can't stop it. None of us can stop it. There is a Green Pakistan initiative इस बीच में. ये Field Marshal जी का. Field Marshal's Green Pakistan initiative. I'll explain that also. And then, of course, the fourth part of this water bomb is abeyance of Indus Water Treaty. The first three are Pakistan's own problem. And that is 90% of the problem. Understand that. You don't have to do much. What are the causes of Pakistan's water crisis? Mota mota. Population growth and urbanization. They have urbanized without plan. Really, normally underdeveloped countries urbanization is good. It's not in Pakistan. Huh? Pakistan alag hi cheez hai. There is deforestation and mismanagement of water, climate change and glacial melt, inefficient water usage in agriculture. I'll talk of it. Lack of water storage infrastructure. Green Pakistan initiative. It's going to screw Pakistan. Who's going to do that? Asim Munir. Remember this. Okay, we all know the Indus Basin. I'll still go over it. Indus Basin has main Indus River. It comes from, Mansarovar, enters India at Demchok and swings down. Then there's Jhelum, there's Chenab, there's Ravi, and Satluj. Out of these, the only two trans-border between India and China are Indus and Chenab. Okay? But there are fundamental problems with the Indus. This is not new. Indus does not reach the sea. Indus waters does not reach the sea. There's salinity creeping up from the sea, up coast, south of Karachi or north of Karachi. That's killing. Why there's not enough water flow in Indus? Why there's not water flow in Indus? For some 100 reasons, which I'll tell you later. And none of them are with abeyance of, Indus Water Treaty. Their groundwater is depleting. This is not only for Pakistan, it's also true for India, but in Pakistan it's even worse. Contamination is very high. Very high. We'll talk of this also. Cities are struggling for water. They don't have water. And water management is poor. Period. Very, 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 very poor. Okay. Now, the entire story of Pakistan, water, is there, is been, helped, analyzed, aided by World Bank. World Bank has brought out a report in around 2018-19. There's a report, getting more from water in Pakistan. But this report is based on a 2005 report. It's called Causing Country Water Resources Assistance Strategy, Water Economy Running Dry of Pakistan. Pakistan Country Water Resources Assistance Strategy, Water Economy Running Dry. This is I read it in detail. A marvelous book, or rather a report on Pakistan and its water problems. If you read it, then you know Pakistan has no future. No future. And when you read this new one, which has come out a few years back, then it just compounds the case. I think this has come out in 2019 or 20 or something like that. I don't remember the date exactly. You can see it. Now, what do these reports say? First, Pakistan is well endowed with water. It's got enough water. There are only 16 countries which have more water than Pakistan. Can you imagine? Now, there are 32 countries which have less water per capita than Pakistan. Out of these 32 countries, 26 countries have their GDP which is 10 times that of Pakistan. Ye dekho. Only 6 countries which have less water have lesser GDP than Pakistan. And those are in Africa. Other countries have managed with lesser water and got GDP up to 10 times that of Pakistan. Pakistan's water consumption is dominated by agriculture. 20% of Pakistan's GDP is agriculture, and that has not changed. In many other countries, it has gone down below 10%. Major crops are wheat, rice, sugarcane, and cotton. They consume 80% of agriculture water and produce only 5% of GDP. But almost 70% of people depend on this. So fundamentally, Pakistan is suffering for lack of reform in water and in land. If you want to reform water, you have to reform land. Land they have never reformed. Why have they never reformed land? Because the landlords of Pakistan will lose land if land reform comes in. That's what happened in India. All the jamindars lost their land. These chaps don't want to lose their land. And if that reform comes in, all the Faujis will lose their land. The elite holding of land in Pakistan is it. So there are economic costs of to Pakistan, which Pakistan has to pay. Whether we do anything or not, it has to pay. Poor water and sanitation, floods, droughts. They are supposed, on an average, it's 4% of their GDP. $12 billion a year they lose. And they've not made an effort to do anything about it. They just lose. Right. The economic costs of degradation of the Karachi Delta or the Indus Delta. When I say the Indus Delta, we're talking of Karachi and that belt. That's $2 billion per year. They lose 6% by just doing nothing. They got great plans. They got great plans. They got a master plan and a master plan to sort out their water problems. Nothing has happened. There's beautiful documents. Why? The problem with Pakistan is it's got only one river. It is solely dependent on the Indus water basin. Not like India, which has got 5-6 rivers: Brahmaputra, Ganga, Kaveri, Narmada, Tapti, Godavari, Krishna. You're not dependent on one river, whereas they have only one. It's a single source, high risk status. There is no additional river systems which can be brought in. You talk of Kabul River, Swat River, A River, O River, which come from the other side, but they're all part of the Indus basin. They're all piddly rivers. Okay. Their water management efficiency of delivery or conveyance is only 40%. In good countries, it's much above 50%. Wastage. Okay, wastage is their problem. Their economy is the most water intensive and dependent in the world. That is why now they are hostage to it. Look, I must tell you this. Before Op Sindoor started, in all my talks, I said, look, you hit at the root of the problem, IWT. Don't get into an issue with Pakistan militarily. Well, but the government did it. I have no problem with it. I'll support it because it's come with a lot of tangible benefits. But the way I look at it, but for the optics of fighting, and but for the optics of and the political issues and the geopolitical issues and the honor of the country, we had to go in. But if we didn't go in, we could have done something else also. But now that's talking after the horse has bolted. I'll not talk of it. So we'll talk of water. So it's the most water intensive, hence it makes it vulnerable. Water withdrawal as a percentage total renewable water resources is 74%. They remove 74% water out of the renewable sources. In Iran, it is 67. India, it is 40%. Afghanistan, 31%. And China is 19.5%, which I don't agree. It is much more in China. That's changed. This report is old. China has got a different problem. I'll talk of it some other day. Flooding and drainage problems will increase in the lower Indus basin due to a combination of building embankments to restrict meandering of the river and rising bed levels due to silt collection. Very interesting. You see, many places, to ensure that the river doesn't meander, you raise the height of the bank. The moment you raise the height of the bank artificially, silt starts collecting. When silt starts collecting, the water flow starts reducing. Somewhere it will break. Okay. So that also clicked, there are issues of drainage, flooding, and all that which happens. Pakistan has not built a knowledge base about the complex Indus system. Indus is pretty complex because water comes from, Hindu Kush and also from Himalayas. It's a very complex system, and there's no database. Not like ours. We have a tremendous database, and we have to have a tremendous database. Otherwise, how do you maintain Rajasthan Canal? How do you maintain your Tapti ka jo Narmada Sagar jo pani jata hai? We've done well. Let me tell you this. Infrastructure is in a poor state of maintenance. No one maintains it. Governance deficit is high and project implementation is poor. Pakistan is broke. No one pays for water. This is something very funny in Pakistan. In Pakistan, no one pays for water or electricity. They're supposed to pay, no one pays. So this is the problem in Pakistan. If you don't fund what you do with your water and maintain your water, this is what will happen. You are then hostage to someone else. Now, if you look at the water security in Pakistan, it has two dimensions. The first is poor water resource management. What is that? When you say resource management, it implies storage. Storage above ground and below ground. That's a thing which I've said, water resource management. Now that is feasible why is it poor? Let me put it that way. Why is it poor? There is poor water data. They don't have information, and analysis is weak. Weak processes for water resources planning and allocation. Environmentally unsustainable levels of water withdrawal. Widespread pollution. Low water productivity in agriculture. Self-explanatory. But all these are there. This is as per that report. World Bank has said this. Not now, 2005. Nothing has happened after that. 2005 was that last report. उससे पहले पता नहीं कब से ये चला आ रहा है. Then they have a problem of poor water service delivery. That is how you deliver the last mile connectivity. There's a problem of irrigation, there's a problem of drainage, there's a problem of domestic water supply and sanitation. All four. There's a problem. People will say, no, sir, in India also it's got. Yeah, India we have problems. It's not as if we don't have problems. But largely our problems are not of this variety. Not this issue. Look, we also water stressed and all that. But we are managing better. We could do better. That's a different topic. But today we are talking of Pakistan from a strategic viewpoint. This is not a social viewpoint. भैया ये मेरा दुश्मन है. इसको sort out कैसे करना है through water. ये मेरा कहानी है. Then Pakistan pays a huge price because of waterborne diseases. Yeah, after all, it's medical thing. You have to have preventive medicine and prescriptive medicine to cure people, curative medicine. It costs money. Other people die. There's widespread contamination of water supplies by sewage effluent. Because the drainage is not good, there's mixture of good water with bad water. So if that happens, what will happen? Neither will your crops grow, nor will people survive, nor your dogs will survive, not your pigs will survive. Nothing will survive. So poor water supply, sanitation, hygiene contribute to high levels of childhood stunting, undermining human capital. Pakistan must be one of the few countries where polio is still rampant in some places. Rural sanitation is particularly inadequate and most water supplies are contaminated. Now, up to a quarter of a population in Pakistan may be at risk from arsenic contamination of drinking water. 25% of people under arsenic contamination is huge. It has got tremendous, problems. Then floods and droughts also have social impact. And who do they affect most? Women and children. So Pakistan, will it come out of this trap economically? Zero. Why? It has not done anything for it. You think these military fellows will do anything? Let me be very honest. If I were in charge of, Pakistan, I also as a military man won't do much. Because I don't have a knowledge of this. All this I learned after, towards the end of my life in service. Till the time I was end of my life, I was in service. It was more preparation, planning for battle, ye, wo, and all that. ज्ञान तो अभी आया है. Now, understand. I'll play this small clip. You will understand the story of Pakistan and its water problem.
In the past 75 years, Pakistan's population has increased fivefold, while the water availability per capita is plummeting. By 2025, the region is predicted to reach absolute water scarcity. But Pakistan also suffers from increasingly severe flooding events, each one destroying land and claiming hundreds of lives.
There have been more deaths in Pakistan as flooding
Millions of gallons of water
caused by monsoon rains.
These twin water crises expose what happens when you take a river system and redesign it way past its limits.
So they've redesigned the Indus water system way past its limits. That's the operative thing. Okay,
In the past 75 years,
let's get to the fundamental thing, water availability versus population, which that graph came beautifully. See, this is the availability and this is the per capita, per head. This is the population. It was in, somewhere in the 80s and 90s that Pakistan became a water-stressed nation. It's not now. It's an old problem. For that matter, even India. Okay. In around 2010, it became a water-scarce nation. Okay. At this point of time, the situation was probably reversible. What is right? I will not go into the figures of what is water scarce, stress, but it became a water scarce nation. Today, it is knocking on the doors or it has already entered the zone of absolute water scarcity. Okay. If it is at absolute water scarcity, the situation is irreversible. It doesn't go back. It can't go back because this will keep going up. If this goes up, the amount of water in Indus is the same. Now, if you do a little tweak in India and reduce the water of Indus by a little amount, this problem becomes even more acute. That is what I said. We don't have to do much. You have to do very little. But that very little also can't be done just like that. You have to do with some brains. I'll talk of that. Okay. Where does water come in Pakistan from? There are two dams, Tarbela, which is here, and Mangla. These are the two main dams in Pakistan. Tarbela is over Indus, Mangla is over Jhelum. Okay. Now both these dams are silted. They can't hold water. See, what's the use of a dam? A dam is required when in lean season when there's no water. Then you release the water. You store water and release. Their storage capacity is almost at dead water level. Just about both these dams till when I last saw, There were about 8 feet of water, 9 feet of water. What's 9 feet of water for a country in a dam, which is small dam? But there will be this thing, but they silted. Desilting they have not done because it costs money. They tried to make a dam on Indus at a place called Kalabag. That went into politics, huge politics, right? Kalabag is, I think, north of Punjab, at the border between Punjab and other places. And people said, this dam is for Punjab, not for other places. Punjab will benefit. So it became political. It never got built. It's not going to be built also. Then last year, they started this place, Dhyamar Basha, on Indus. Now, Dhyamar Basha is upstream of Tarbela. It's supposed to be one of the biggest dams, all that. And when Imran Khan was then the prime minister, he and the previous chief went and inaugurated it. A very funny thing, that dam is being built by Fauji welfare organization. That is army. They're making money out of it. It's being funded by China and some funny thing. But ultimately, China is giving money for it, and Faujis are making it and making money out of it. That's a money making system. But the dam will come after 5, 10, 15 years. But even when it comes, it will not make good. I'm telling you, it will not make good what Tarbela and Mangla have lost by then. By the time this thing, more loss will be there, this silting will continue. Who will give money for silting? ये तो J35 खरीदना चाहता है फील्ड मार्शल. Field Marshal wants to buy J35. So J35 करेगा तो who will desilt Mangla and Tarbela? Where's water? So there will be more silt. Another 5-6 years, maybe that's the minimum in which Dhyamar Basha will start working or giving water. So that is a problem, right? Let's take it further. These are the three, Dhyamar Basha, Tarbela, and Mangla. I want you to focus on this area. This area is Punjab, southern Punjab. And you focus on the flow of water. The flow of water in Pakistan is this way. So it's very difficult to get water down from the north to south. It has to go, water has to flow with the thing. No? Even for us, it's the same thing. Water flows northeast, southwest. Now, very few places you can do ulta fulta. Okay. Right. And Pakistan only has 30 days water storage capacity. More than that, it's gone. Even that today, this 30-day water storage capacity I've been hearing for the past about 8-9 years. I don't think it has. I don't think it has more than 10 days storage capacity. Just think of a nation which is 250 million population, 70% dependent on agriculture, doesn't have water. It doesn't have water to drink. It doesn't have water to do everything. That is why that cartoon is important. मोदी जी अगर बंद कर देंगे ना पानी, और फिर वो असीम मुनीर has to put his can out and say, यार कुछ पानी दे देना धोने के लिए. This is an interesting thing, why I got this map. I want you to explain. I'll make it bigger. Okay. Now, this is Satluj, this is Ravi, this is Chenab, this is Jhelum, and this is Indus. The way I look at it, and my analysis, Jhelum and Indus, you can't stop water from reaching where it goes. So it's virtually no go. Ravi and Satluj, already as it is, you don't give enough water. What is left is Chenab. Chenab is critical for Punjab. Chenab is critical for Pakistan. Why? There's this place called Marala Headworks. It's here. From Marala Headworks, if you see, canals come down south. Okay, they made way to get water into the Ravi system. And from the Ravi system, if you see again, they get water into the Satluj system. And this water, irrigates Punjab, including your major cities like Lahore, Shahore, and all this. Gujranwala, Sialkot, all these, Kasur. Well, if you can do something about Chenab, Pakistan's Punjab will be under the pump. So you have to understand that. That's something which is very important. People don't understand. That's why I keep saying Chenab is the criticality, right? Ravi Satluj, anyway, you stopped. Indus Jalam, you can't stop. Very marginal you can do. Chenab is the criticality in this entire game we're going to play, or we should play. As far as Dhyamar Basha is concerned, you'll hear a lot of story. Dhyamar Basha will come and everything will be done, and yeah, it will not be done. I'm telling you now. I've done a detailed study on it. This is Dhyamar Basha as it looks. It's a computer generated thing. Dhyamar Basha is here. It's on CPEC. Chinese chaps are doing it. So Chinese interests are there. It's a multi-purpose dam. Chinese built. Why Chinese have been given this is Pakistan went to IMF, Pakistan went to World Bank. They said, look, unless India gives you a clearance, we'll not build this dam because this is POK. So they went to China. And China, they've already given money. They said, we will take the contract. Rates of interest are high, everything. It suited the army at that point of time. Even now, I'm sure it suits the army. The army, normally the co-contractor will be some civilian guy and all. No, the army has taken the contract along through their FWO and making money out of it. They're happy. It's going to be a dam of 272 meters, pretty high, in an earthquake-prone area. So whether it will survive or not, I don't know. And no one knows. If it goes down, Pakistan is sunk. And at a cost of 12 to 14 billion. See, that is why Chinese are also scared. If Pakistan falls tomorrow and this dam, firstly they go, they're out of the equation, they're thrown out. Then their investment of $1 to $2 billion also gone. So that's why they will support Pakistan always. It's not a matter of, their projects are live. And then what about Chinese lives? They can't be, taken care of there. If Chinese people lose their lives in such enterprises, then Chinese whole system, BRI system will collapse. So there are issues. Okay. And this is likely to be completed by 2029 as per original. I don't think so. I think it will go another 3-4 years. That's the minimum. Then you will find articles coming out. South China Morning Post immediately came out. Hum bana rahe hain, we'll make a dam on Mohammed and and all that, so that Pakistan, is freed from Indian threat and all that nonsense. You see the headline. It says China says it will speed up Pakistan dam construction after Indian threat to cut supplies. That will come here, and that is on Swat River. Swat River comes and this is Tarbela. Sorry, this is Tarbela. This is Indus. Swat joins Indus, so this will be upstream here. I mean, the water will go downstream of Tarbela. Fine, you'll get some water out of it. But it doesn't cater for the kind which Tarbela can give you. Right? So the whole story is nonsense. Okay. This is selling poison to a rat. China and Pakistan are two rats who sell poison to each other. And they're happy swallowing it. The people who die are the people of Pakistan. People of Pakistan should know what they're in for. Acha, now the Chinese dam. There's one dam called Neelam Jhelum on Kishanganga River, opposite our Titwal sector. Okay. Chinese built it and it developed cracks. Now Chinese are going to build this at full speed. So this will develop cracks. So so that dam is irrelevant. Okay. Now this is a very interesting graph which is in that report, which I thought I must explain to all of you. Technical, but we have to understand. If you understand this, the rest of the things will fall in place. So I'll make it bigger. Okay. This is the complexity, urgency, and scale of impact of key recommendations of the report. Now they have report, they have thing on water service delivery, water resources management, and risk water related risk mitigation. Now this matrix is like this. This side is the thing which you have to do more urgent. These are urgent for Pakistan to do. If you go up this x-axis, if you go down the x-axis, they are less urgent. If you go on this y-axis, this is less complex and this is more complex. So towards this, the tasks are less complex. It's easy to do, but they're not urgent to do. You can do it later. When you go here, they are more complex and more urgent to do. So this should be a priority. Okay, what are these? So these blue ones are priority. These light blue ones. The dark blue ones are second priority. These are third priority. That's the way it is laid out. Okay. In the water service delivery, they have irrigation and drainage services, urban governance and infrastructure, and rural sanitation. Just for your information, they've done nothing out of it. They've done nothing. Zero. Next is water resource management. First is data information and analysis, which is here. Urgent, but less complex. They have not done it. Participatory basin planning, which is here. Very important. They have not done it. Participative basin planning is largely between Sindh and Punjab, and they're fighting about it even now. Provincial planning and allocation this year not done. They just done this thing. Agriculture, water productivity, ye wo. Sixth is new dams and revised operations. It is here. This is very complex to do, but it's not urgent. Pakistan will get value if they do this, but Pakistan is doing this in Daimar Basha, in Mohammed and all, which is more complex and less urgent. So Pakistan is putting money in the wrong places. Please understand this. This is something which you have to understand. Okay. Why they are doing it? Only Munir knows. Asim Munir. फील्ड मार्शल है भाई, वो तो सर्वज्ञानी है, वो तो हकीम है, वो और क्या है, वो जो भी है वो अल्लाह का पढ़ता है ना, वो उस टाइप का आदमी है. सो ही नोज बेस्ट. अल्लाह का नाम पर सब कुछ कराता है. ठीक. सो ही इज डूइंग दिस व्हिच इज द मोस्ट यूजलेस थिंग टू डू. This is the most important thing to do. They're not doing it. Okay. Right. And these are low level things. They can do it later, but that's okay. That's their choice. Okay. So that's why I said this red arrow. They're doing this. This is their priority one, building dams. All the best, Pakistan, if you're seeing it. Yeah. This is a report last week from New York Times. It says climate change is straining Pakistan's water. Tensions with India could make it worse. So whether you do anything to them or not, climate change is going to hit them. But we have to understand climate change. It's the biggest long-term and currently unmitigated external risk to Pakistan's water sector. It's not expected to greatly alter average water availability, but what will happen is it will increase the severity of droughts, floods, and uncertainty. Total water will remain the same. After all, winds will blow from the ocean, they'll deposit water on top of you and go away. But the frequency and how much comes, that will be there. That uncertainty will increase. Now, as per estimates, water demands in Pakistan will go up by 5 to 15% by 2047. So if in the next 5-6 years I say 5%, I won't be off the mark. So Pakistan needs more water, which it doesn't have. What are the water threats under these conditions? Glacial lake outburst flood. Pakistan, that part, Devsai Plains and north of it. Okay, Nanga Parbat, that area. East of Siachen, or also west of Siachen. Full of glacial lakes. They can burst anytime, like it happened in Sikkim. If that happens, There's going to be devastation. Then that Daimar Basha Dam might go. That's the risk. There's variable water flow in Indus today without our help. There's salinity and soil fertility in Punjab and Sindh has gone down. Salinity has gone down and soil fertility has gone down. I mean, salinity has gone up and it's the other way around. 6.69 million hectares of Pakistan's 22 million hectares of land are affected by salinity. 1/3 of Pakistan's land is affected by salinity. This is going to get worse with global warming. Pakistan loses 100,000 acres of land a year. And now Pakistan's policymakers, that is Asim Munir and company, want to bring virgin areas of deserts under irrigation at the expense of the current areas. Current areas don't have water. That's all these chaps want to drain water into, Chulistan. And I'll talk of it a little. Till a few years back, Pakistan was a net exporter of food. Now Pakistan is a permanent importer of food and it cannot be reversed. It cannot be reversed. These are hard facts. What is Green Pakistan Initiative? Nice website. They both these jokers of Pakistan. They inaugurated it. Green Pakistan is about 6 canals going into Chulistan Desert. And look at this fellow who I think he's a NRP, non-resident Pakistan, what he says. Then you'll get to know the whole story.
The government of Pakistan wants to take 6 canals, 6 canal, from the Indus River and the Satluj. There's no water in the Satluj. Where are you getting this water from? The Indus, they're trying to pump the water from Tonsa Barrage and throw it in Cholistan. There is not enough water past Sakhar Barrage to feed these 4 million acres of land that they're trying to irrigate in the middle of the desert, that they're calling cooperative farmings. Now, when you say cooperative to someone like me who's had a bit of a hippy-dippy education, cooperative to me means farmers come together and decide how they cooperate and do their land. No, that's not what they mean. They are leasing land to big wealthy individuals. I met someone the other day who said, I've leased 5,000 acres from the army for my cooperative farm. He's a big businessman. He's not a gharib that he needs 5,000 acres. That's phase 8. Is 5,000. Phase 8 is 4,000 acres. That amount of land going to one person is insane. And this is what is happening in our country. And this will dry our river. This will kill our dolphins. And this will kill the people of Sindh. This will bring the people of Sindh to starvation point. And if this plan continues, there are only dark days ahead.
So thank you. There are going to be dark days ahead. That plan is not going to stop. Okay. So okay, this is from TikTok and all. But this is the problem. Can you imagine 5 million of acres of land going under this thing, and all this is being sold by the army? And it'll be bought by the army only. These cooperative farming is, like he said, it's meant, cooperative is 10 people, 10 farmers get together and form a cooperative. Here, that cooperative is one chap buys 5,000 acres of land. So it's a fraud. Complete fraud by Asim Munir and Shahbaz Sharif and gang. And that's why already Sindh is up in arms against Pakistan. Now you put pressure from here, you'll see the thing happening. Okay. So now we'll come to what is the effect of IWT being held in abeyance. You see, it's a very grim picture of Pakistan I've painted. So far, I have not spoken of holding anything in abeyance. Now we'll talk of it. Okay. You are supposed to give them hydrological data. That is water flow, how much is coming, when there's a flood, You don't give it, they don't give, they are stuck. They don't know how much water is going to come on a day. See, it's like this. When water starts coming upstream in a barrage or in a river, from the barrage, it goes down to the field through canals. So then when the water is coming, you can open the canals and give water. If suddenly the water comes and then you don't know what to do with it, then the water is not required. You can't hold it, you're gone. That's the problem. And you need to do planning for irrigation, hydropower, and drinking water. After all, these three things are required for people. Cities. If you don't know how much water is going to come, how do you plan? How do you distribute? One day 100, say MAF will come. Another day it will be 600. The third day it will be 100 again. Whereas ideally you need 200, 200, 200 or 300, 300, 300 every day. So variability. Some will be built by God, some you do, and Pakistan will have to say thank you. Then there's this. This is something very dangerous which you can do. I'm sure our chaps have started doing it. Himalayan rivers carry a lot of silt because the mountains, Himalayan mountains are young. So a lot of they come down. So if you flush your dam, you have 8 dams upstream in a river. You flush each dam every year. That a complete silt of those 8 dams will come and go into the lowest dam, and that you can dump into Pakistan. The moment you dump it into Pakistan, the canals in Pakistan will get silted. Their carrying capacity reduces. Water will overflow. So even if they get water, it's of no use to them. It will overflow. That's the point. And vulnerability and uncertainty are the weapons in this water treaty. I've been talking of this long. This is excerpts from one of the articles in Pakistan. What happens in the dry season? The dry season is the weapon. It's not the flood season. Okay, now this is the season. Right? What happens in the dry season when the flows across the basin are lower, storage matters more, and timing becomes critical. That is where the absence of treaty constraints could start to be felt more accurately. It will be squeezed. While the physical and political limits of disruptions by India are real, the erosion of treaty protection still matters. This is not because the water will stop tomorrow, but because the system, it suppose, was not built for uncertainty, and that uncertainty has worsened for Pakistan. The flows of Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab are the backbone of our agriculture, our cities, our energy system. At this moment, we simply do not have a substitute for these waters. They'll never have it. Look at Chenab. I'm talking of Chenab. I told you Chenab is critical. We have these dams: Salal, Baglihar, Ratle, Dulhasti, Kiru, Pakaldul, and one or more. Some are constructed. Salal, Baglihar, and Ratle. Ratle is still being constructed. Dulhasti is also being under thing. Kiru is in planning. Pakaldul is halfway through, something like that. Various stages. Now, they are there. You have to do a little tweaking. You increase your carriage capacity or storage capacity. No one can stop you. You do it. Then you can play Chenab. The moment you start playing Chenab, Pakistan will come to its knees. They have no choice. You have to have the capability to, play Chenab. एक दिन flood करो, एक दिन पानी रोको. Thank you. Pakistan will say thank you within this season. Okay. Incidentally, you don't have to do anything about it. We have not drawn enough water from what is due to us. What is due to us, we have not taken water. If you just draw waters from the eastern rivers, that is Beas, Ravi, and Satluj, just draw your water from these 3 rivers, Pakistan will come to its knees. And if you play Chenab, they have no choice. पानी मिलेगा उनको, पर जब चाहिए तब नहीं मिलेगा. आप खुद देखो, जब प्यासे को पानी चाहिए, जब प्यास है आपको पानी नहीं मिलेगा तो आप तरस जाओगे. That's the point. I've said Pakistan economy will go totally haywire. I wrote 5 years back. This is not a news slide, it's 5 years back. And if you do this Ravi Bias second link and operationalize Satluj Yamuna link, they are in misery. They'll finish. Yeah, a lot of people say, look, some of our Indus comes from Mansarovar, it enters India or here. Can China stop water? China can stop water. What will they do with it? There's no habitation here. They can't use that electricity. But they have to put in a lot of effort in high altitude at 14,000 feet to stop water entering Demchok. But that doesn't matter because there's a lot of place after that it gathers water. So China can't do it. Same thing with Satluj. Both Satluj also comes from the other side. Yeah, they did try at Parechu. I think we've got over the problem. They can, right? At that point of time when they tried 3-4 years back, you put Parechu and Google it, you'll get some idea. But I think we've got over that. People talk of Brahmaputra. I'll talk of Brahmaputra separately, right? I'll talk of it separately. I'll come to it. See, you have to also understand this entire story in this context. This is from a tweet which I got a few days back. Discussions in Pakistan media. 1 crore Pakistanis are struggling to get even one meal a day. That's the reality. They want nuclear weapons and they want J-35s. 2.5 crore Pakistanis have fallen below poverty line in the past 2.5 years. The lower level is going up. Whatever you do on Indus Water Treaty will only push this up, and you're going to create huge social problems. There's psychological problems, there are everything. I'll get back to this talk 1 minute. Have a look at it.
जैसे हमारा सबसे बड़ा जो चीज सब लोग मिस कर रहे हैं वो है पानी। बहुत अरसे से माहिरीन ये कह रहे हैं कि मुस्तकबिल की जंगें पानी पे हुआ करें। अभी सब उछल कूद रहे हैं कि जो मिसाइल मार दिया, इधर मार दिया, ड्रोन गिरा लिए, ड्रोन उठा लिए, उन्होंने बेस पे हमला कर दिया। किसी ने पानी की बात ही नहीं की। जो लोग पानी की बात कर रहे हैं वो कोई सुन ही नहीं रहा। आप देखें, फौज ने 6 नहरें बना ली हैं, वो सहरा में ले जा रहे हैं पाकिस्तान में। उन्हें पानी से, बाकी पानी से किसी के कोई गर्ज नहीं है। आप एग्रेरियन कंट्री है, तो आपका पानी पे इन्हिसार है, जिंदगी का पानी पे इन्हिसार है। तो क्या होगा अगर इंडिया मिसाइल मारना रोक देगा? लॉन्गर टर्म में आपको बंजर कर देगा। रावी गायब हो गया, प्यास गायब हो गया, सतलुज गायब हो गया, चनाब गायब हो गया। अब आपके पास जो बचा है थोड़ा बहुत, झेलम और सिंध, ये भी आपके चले जाएंगे, तो फिर आपके पास बचेगा क्या?
So that's the problem. They realize it at some level. Okay. Then of course there is this diplomat has come out. This is all propaganda written by a chap called Umar Jamil, who's a Pakistani. And he's injected in this, if India does this, India will have problems in Brahmaputra, all that nonsense. So this game is on. This game of propaganda, public opinion, all that is on. More will come. Okay. So we'll have to be prepared for it. We have to handle it. And that is why they're going to play into our psyche that they're going to stop Brahmaputra water. So tomorrow or day after, morning session, I'll talk of Brahmaputra. And a dam at Midog, all that. Because I've done research on that also, I'll put it across to all of you. So that you understand that. I did put out a talk with Sri Iyer on the Brahmaputra and all that. But now I'll show you with figures, I'll show you with maps, I'll show you how the whole story will play out. What is the final thing? This is it. Don't abrogate the tea tree. You don't have to. Don't abrogate it, but keep it in abeyance. Like Trishanku Swarg. You know Trishanku Swarg? Pakistanis? You know what Trishanku Swarg is? Don't know? Read our Puranas. You'll know what Trishanku Swarg is. Okay. Must learn other cultures also. Phase 1. Just take our share of waters as per the treaty. So you're still within the legalities of the treaty. Phase 2, play a psychological game with them. Publish plans for further steps. What are you going to do? We have done that already to some extent. Ranbir Canal and Pratap Canal, which feed off Chenab, we started taking. We published. So play into the Pakistani mind. The people's mind has to be weakened. Exercise day-to-day control, which we are doing. Ensure Pakistan gets its share of water legally. Play the legal lawfare. भाई चाइना वाले ने सिखाया lawfare, चाइना ये भी बताओ. But not when they want it, when we want to give it to them. Give it to them. So they can't crib. In doing so, turn the people of Pakistan against the army. People should say, yeah, why am I not getting water? Why everything? Go to the army. भाई वो फील्ड मार्शल आएगा डंडा लेके पानी देने के लिए. उसको पूछो. Make sure people speak to their army. So you have to turn this. This is a psychological game. You shouldn't be, you have to play it a bit subtly. Some of our people don't understand this. You don't have to talk too much. You have to just do the right thing. And then, of course, you have to do internal reform and consensus. A lot of political consensus is needed in case you have to use the water. Or all these water you want to divert, you have to take it through Punjab into Haryana. You have to do inter-basin transfer. And for that, you need the Satluj Yamuna Canal. And for that, you need people of Punjab on your side. They have to be convinced that there's more water which you can draw and go. That's a plan which we have to do. If you do it, things are okay. But then that is something where I'm sure someone in the government is working on it who's more intelligent than me, who knows more than me. I'm only doing it from strategic point of view. But if there's someone from the government who knows about this and he finds value, please take my ideas. Yeah, I finished. I'm sorry I've taken a long time with this, but I thought I must tell you people all about this in detail. Okay, I'll first take questions and then we'll see what to do. Royal Judge, thanks a lot for becoming a member. Yeah, Ramesh Kumar Nanda, sir, the content is very informative. Please make a separate video on water affecting us from China and Bangladesh. Yeah, I'll do that. I told you in a day or two, I'll do this in detail. Look, I go in detail. Please don't ask me to stop in half an hour. Some people say, sir, half an hour mein karo, 15 minutes mein karo, or attention span is not enough. भैया नदियों की बात कर रहे हो, प्रकृति की बात कर रहे हो, देशों की बात कर रहे हो, हमारा पूरा जीवन दान के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. हम क्या ऐसे आधे घंटे में खत्म करोगे यार, जब तक आप समझ में नहीं पाओगे कि what is life all about. So that is why I'm sorry, but I will take time. My videos will be long, right? If you are interested in your own future, listen to me. Why I'm saying this is I have very little future, maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. But at some time, I'm on the second half of my life, or rather the last quarter of my life. As we say, in a gun barrel, there are 4 quarters. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. I'm in the 4th quarter of life. But those of you who are listening to me or who are younger, you're in the first, second, or third quarter of life, you have something to look forward to. You have to learn how to look forward to it. Sorry, I've given you this bhashan. Yeah. What account to you will be the role of diversion of tributaries and distributaries of some river in this process? How can we take... I have not understood your question, Saurabh. What action will be the role of merger of tributaries? And it's not, you shouldn't fiddle too much with nature. That's the way I look at it. You have to intelligently plan issues, then things will happen. I would request you, if you want to reframe this question and I'll answer it. Okay. What will happen to park turbines once water stops? The turbines will stop. As simple as that. The turbines will stop if there's no water, if there's no coal. As simple as that. And they're not paying for coal. That coal, that's another topi which these Chinese have put on Pakistan. The complete CPEC thermal plants depend on coal from Indonesia. The coal which is there in Pakistan is useless for those thermal plants. Can you imagine? भाई पाकिस्तान ने ना बड़ा टोपी लगा लिया चाइना का, तभी उनको जितना एयर डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट ये वो सब जो काम नहीं करता वो खरीद लिया. एक वो J10 पता नहीं क्या वो उसके अंदर है. They say that they've downed a Rafale. So far there's no evidence of that, and they're going all over the country saying J10 is the best aircraft in the world. So one of these days, maybe tomorrow, I'll talk of that also. I'm going to bust that fake thing. Okay. Magnum Opus, thanks a lot for your super sticker. Now let me take a few questions. I know a lot of you who have become members must be wanting to ask questions, and I might not be able to answer that many because tomorrow morning I want to talk of, who's the real loser on this India-Pakistan thing. I think it's China, and I'm going to talk of that tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, ha, ha, love the memes you put up. Yeah, that's the whole story. Cartoons are so funny. That's the idea, right? Yeah. Good evening, General. Looking forward to this session. I hope I'm not disappointed you. I'll not talk of S400. I'll take only questions related to Akash. Good evening. How are you? Jeet, how are you? Good evening. Hans, how are you? Vishwanathan, how are you? Kumar Gopalan, good evening. We'll not talk. Take questions only related to water and this. Tomorrow morning maybe we'll do the other one, right? Jai Bharat Kumar, Yogesh Badresa, thanks a lot. Please click the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share videos with your families and friends. My earnest request. I'm glad that many of you are, joining, but I think more should join. Thanks a lot for liking. Why is Pak not talking of IWT, and some Pakis are saying that China will put pressure on India and things will be okay? What do you think USA and China can do to nothing? Zero. China to 0/0. I'll explain to you tomorrow. You'll understand. Are we seeing never before political resolve and clarity and strategy by India versus Pakistan? I think so. Look, let me put it the other way around. We don't have a choice also. The military options are very, very, very marginal. Very marginal. Militarily, you cannot, coerce Pakistan. You cannot defeat Pakistan militarily. And I have said this long back. The only way you can defeat Pakistan is politically, not militarily. With every defeat, the Pakistan army becomes stronger politically. So you have to defeat it politically, non-militarily. You did it with Article 370, you defeated them in Kashmir. Defeat them with Indus Water Treaty. And there are other actions. They are done. Yeah, instead of India, why doesn't China build dams in Afghanistan on rivers flowing into? There's not much water from that. Yeah. Hiranmay, so thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I see you on Twitter and I like your ideas. Yeah. So Pakistan leadership and masters have moved forward into cryptocurrencies. पैसा बनाना है भाई, उनको क्या फर्क पड़ता है IWT वगैरह से? वो तो आम आदमी मरेगा यार, उनको सब कुछ है. Yeah, Donme. Oh yeah, what is it? Yeah, Donny. Yeah, I'm glad I found your channel. Thanks a lot. Get your friends also over. Right. Yeah, Garvesh. Next, Satluj River that flows at 800 gallons per whatever GLS. As usual, at this time of year, suddenly lower to 22,000 at every point at entry point from China to India. China started water bomb against India. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Water will still come. China cannot hold that water. It will hold for 1 day, 2 days. It cannot hold. It doesn't have the capability. Don't worry. What is the impact with India with respect to water in light of increased energy consumption for growth? We expire. Yeah, look, this is a whole thing for India which I have a handle, but let me be very candid with you. I don't want to get into it. If there are politics involved in it, I don't have the bandwidth to tackle this. We have major issues. Overall, we have done well, but we need to do more. See, if you want to do industrialization, you want to do manufacturing, you want to do urbanization, you want to improve your GDP, you need water, which we don't have. We have to manage it better. I'll talk of it some other day. Yeah. We have discussed China doing anything with water for India is really difficult. But China can do anything about the Indus Water Treaty in UN? Nothing. Zero. UN has no role. Yeah. Pakistan is planning to develop cryptocurrency. Let it do, yeah. It will not do anything. Yeah. They claim to copyright basmati rice. Now, no water, no export of basmati rice. Yeah, all this will be there. Can India sell water to Pakistan per liter like petrol? Yeah, naughty ideas. But why should we give them anything? We are ourselves water deficient. We have a problem. Let me be very clear. We have a problem in Punjab itself. We have a problem in Haryana. We need to do water for ourselves. Why should you do? Sir, in numbers MAF, what is the volume carried approximately by Jhelum, Chenab, Indus, Satluj, Ravi? Please give the numbers exact or approximate. I have the data, but I don't remember offhand. I'll put it up one of these days next time. Okay. Yeah, don't keep asking about aircraft and all. Don't get fixated on it. Let's get past that. Tomorrow we'll talk of it anyway. What I don't understand is why don't IMF, World Bank ask these guys for population control? Forget, yeah. What is the danger China could respond to? China can't respond to anything. I mean, why did I do that program yesterday with Shrikant Kondapalli if you have to ask these questions? Professor Shrikant Kondapalli, what did he say? China is in a hole of its own. It can't do anything. We'll talk of it. If you want, I'll talk of it again. See, many of you, I find the defect. You are China-centric and you fixed on China. China can do everything in the world. It can't do everything. China can't feed its own Chinaman today. Yeah. All our neighbors will never be fully in our basket. What would be your assessment on which country has been and would be our best partner? According to EM, it is France, public, Russia, or is these 3, 4. That's it. I'll talk of this some other day. I'll take questions only on the Indus Water Treaty. Okay. Can the Indian leadership sell water? Yeah. Yeah. Kalabag was a tout of the British and Americans, Malik. Yeah, I agree with you. China is making dams on Satluj. They can't. What will they do with it water? In Tibet, they'll make water for Tibetans. Forget it. Yeah, many dams and waterways in India are also suffering from reservoir or channel siltation. But perversely, riverbed sand mining is also illegal because revenue is lost. Yeah, these are things which will happen. I mean, overall, we have done better. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, Vox Media is communist propaganda channel. I agree, but in this case, what I've shown out is just that, and it's correct. I mean, you have to give me that sense to perceive what that fellow is talking is right or wrong. Yeah, Venki. Some trivia from Time. Pak Met Department reported that in last winter, rainfall in Pakistan was less by 67% than normal. Now it is not only nanga but निचोड़ने के लिए पानी भी नहीं है. I agree with you. Hmm. Can source of glaciers in Himalayan rivers be attacked by conventional, non-conventional weapons? Yeah, that is not will. It's not done. And my vocabulary, if you do it, it's a crime against humanity. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing. High-ranking army people don't give a damn. Yeah, I agree with you. Keeping in with their equation of reputation of rogue nation, can Pakistan resort to large-scale poppy cultivation? Yeah, but the poppy can be cultivated only along the Durand line, so that money won't come to Pakistan. It will go to Taliban and TTP and all that. Yeah, with due respect, will the political leadership be able to make the decision of blocking water as much as possible for a term of period? I don't think we have that. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see how things go, because it's a new thing we are doing. Yeah, dams are built sequentially in the upper reaches and managed scientifically will help. Yeah, it is, but it's a difficult thing. We've had our problems internally also. Okay, south of Bakra on the Satluj, there's Ravi or Satluj, I don't remember. Yeah, Bias. We have a dam which is supposed to be a balancing dam. I'm forgetting the name. Uh, we had a lot of problems building it. Even after we had our internal problems, forget Pakistan. Look, Pakistan can't invent opium war. Opium war was that the Britishers went at gunpoint and sold opium to Chinese and made them eat it. They can't do it here. They tried it, no, in Punjab. That's the whole thing of drug addiction in Punjab is that. Yeah. Jai Hind, Shriman, Muralidharan, Hyderabad. Thanks a lot. Jayant, thanks a lot. Namaskaram. I like fishing. So do I. Okay. And if there's no water and if you're in Pakistan, there's no fish. Weaponizing water is bottom of barrel warfare. Well, you might think so, but what they've done is below the bottom. Thanks a lot for 1 million views. Oh, that 1 million views only for this period. That's the thing. I crossed 1 million views long back. It's only for this time, this period of Sindoor. Could the reduced capacity of Indus River potentially lead to a long-term decline or collapse in Pakistan's population? No. अल्लाह के नाम पे सब कुछ चलता है यार उनका. Recent mishap of Indigo flight, how grave for concern are events like this in which a refusal to enter Pak airspace resulted in such an air mishap? That's the problem with Pakistan. You have to live with it. You have to. They'll never help you. This is an enemy for life. Okay. Sir, Chenab is what we must focus on. We need to tunnel above Chamba and move water to the Ravi. Yeah, I'm sure there are plans for that. I'll not go into that. Yeah, Saurabh. So the cartoons you just put gets the attention and lure us to come to our podcast. Epic, great respect. You see, my cartoons are only to on the thing, but what I do is serious. There's nothing joking. There's no jokes in my podcast except some odd digs I take. But this is it. Thanks a lot. Whatever contribution is great. Thank you. Okay. Right. Do you think with the recent empty vessel and the talking about Seven Sisters, should we start discussing water bomb to Bangladesh? Yeah. They are actually they're in problems. I think they don't have come on. They'll not come out of it. Is Operation Sindoor still on? Yes, it's not been cancelled. Yeah. You have analysis just like my thinking regarding water crisis. Many day I was thinking of the same. Yeah, thank you. Dipankar, is it legal under international laws to stop water? There's nothing illegal about it. If there are any sane, responsible, introspective, people-centric officials in the Pakistan army watching this highly educative and valuable presentation of yours, they must openly acknowledge it. They'll not. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I can tell you stories. I can tell you my own stories of my interaction with Pakistani generals. Okay, buggers. I had a, I did a course in USA with a Pakistani brigadier. I was also a brigadier there. This fellow's only, what I mean, throughout that course, all this fellow did was in the evening drink, get drunk, or he'll go to a topless bar or something like that. That's it. Mhm. Yeah, I'll talk of these things later. Okay. Are we prepared with a canal system to reroute all water? We have the fundamentals. The Satluj and Yamuna canal is good, and the second link from Ravi is also there. But we have to operationalize it because that's political in nature. We have political problems. Will people of population of people of Balochistan be affected by Indo-Pak water war? No, it will not. It will not. So IWT and international relative, how to tackle this problem? Don't ignore it. That's it. You just don't bother about it. And start your own. What are the ways for securing our water resources? That I'll take some other day. We'll talk of it. Yeah, Trishanku Swarg is who's without hole. Yeah, okay. Excellent analysis. More for Pakis. Hope they are watching it. I also hope so. Yeah, tomorrow 6 million views. Yeah, it's okay. That doesn't matter. More people should come for, thing. Yeah, see these things which you are asking, Aksh, water conservation. Everyone has to start doing it. Otherwise, we will not go anywhere. Maybe someday I'll talk of it. Right? I do water conservation in my house also. All the water in my house goes into my well. I have not closed my well. I retain my well. It's contaminated, but I don't mind. I'll clean it someday. Okay. I keep cleaning it. But water is there. That's the thing. We have to do something about it. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. Morning tomorrow, maybe about 8:39, I'll do the podcast on China. Who's the loser? And I feel China is the loser, and I'll do something. You'll find it interesting. Come and join in. It might be 8:39, depending on my work in IIT. Okay. Accordingly, I'll put it out early in the morning. Till then, thank you. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this, pass it on to others. Thank you.